And now we're back to Mr. Lowe's. Mr. Lowe's, one thing, that, first of all, what kind of stress it is to have that kind of lineup? Like, how long does it take to get all these people?
Same as turn me head. That's a stress.
Turning red. He's turning red, everybody. He's burning up. It's like, because you're talking about A-listers, A-list jazz people like Norman Connors, for example. Like, I remember some people back in the day, to try to get these A-list people is very tough to get some of them.
Yeah.
When you call, I presume the phones, they pick up the phone because you're legendary in a sense.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, listen, we're so lucky to have, over the years, to have promoted like Mays, Jill Scott, Chaka Khan, all sorts of people, and we still keep looking. I mean, it's these people like Jill Scott are superstars. Questlove. And it's just people like Tina Marie in the past, and Phil Simon, who sadly passed as well. It's just phenomenal, some of the artists we've had over the years, and I think they appreciate. I think they have a look at what we do, and they appreciate what we do. And hopefully we've got a good reputation with the agents. So yeah,
it's not a lot of you guys doing that level. First of all, let me clarify this. I don't know anybody else that puts on the amount of vocal artists like you do.
I think it's important to my events if I can, I think Suncebeat's more of a party in the sun and it's a holiday, but when it comes to the Weekender, because it's a 3-day event, or a 1-day festival, I think it's important you get that big live element in because, as well as the DJs, I think it breaks it up. And if people want a bit of a dance with a DJ, they can have that. People want to go and have a rest and watch a good live act, and that's important as well. And who doesn't want to be like 5 foot away from Chaka Khan or Jill Scott or Gregory Porter, who we took to Croatia a couple of years back. It's amazing.
Yeah, no,
he's turned out to be something special, hasn't he?
Amazing.
He always was. Brilliant.
Oh yeah, totally. But for you, as being the promoter and the nightlife, mogul you are, what's involved with taking care of these A-list artists like Chaka Khan? Like, they come to your events. What do you expect it as a promoter to do besides pay them, of course?
No, champagne, caviar, and no. Do you know what it is? The bigger the act, I often find the bigger the act, the nicer they are. People like Jill Scott is so humble. And now I told her she's so nervous about going on stage. It was crazy, But that's because she cares, And like, like I said, down having a good team around me as well, who do the job and look after these people. And, it's important, Good sound guys, good lighting guys, good security, good artist liaison, and a lot of forward planning as well. It's important.
Were you blessed to be able to get video of these performances to kind of have together to put a movie or a documentary?
Listen, there's a girl called Sarah Smith. I don't know if she's listening, but Sarah Smith has spent best part of 20 years putting together a movie called One Nation Under a Groove. It's all about the Weekender. And she has done this amazing movie. And she did a few small cinemas around the UK, including London. And honestly, the emotions in those cinemas, people were crying, people were laughing, the applause, and one day, hopefully, we'll get that signed up and get it out there live, or Sarah will anyway, But yeah, we've got this fantastic movie ready to go. And there's showings around the cinemas, in a proper setting like that. It was fantastic. I mean, I must admit, when I went to see it, I didn't see the preview. I didn't want to. And I couldn't believe it. I was blown away, So, yeah, it's good.
So now you're more like the Steve Rebell with Studio 54 in a sense when they did the movie, but now it's Southport Weekenders.
No, I wish.
Now it's Lowe's.
I went to Studio 54 in Miami, though, not the one in New York.
Do you remember?
Yeah, there was one in Miami. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, but do you remember what year you went?
I haven't a bloody clue, but it was a long time ago. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed some of the clubs in New York, by the way, I've got to say. Like the Sound Factory bar, I loved, I went there. Sound system was off the hook,
Yeah, of course.
And you know what I really liked? Giant Steps as well.
Oh, yeah. Maurice.
Oh, brilliant. I love jazz. Such a cool place, such a cool crowd, the music, but very hip-hop jazz sort of stuff, wicked, I loved it all, I think I did in that week. I went to Giant Steps and Sound Factory Bar. It was brilliant. Yeah, it was good.
Was that the Sound Factory Bar time when the Wednesday night when Louis Vega was playing at the on network?
Yeah. That's where I bumped into Tom Moulton. And I ended up speaking to Tom Moulton for about an hour and a half. I've never met him before. Yeah, legend there.
Share us with that. Share us your Tom Moulton experience.
Just got talking, introduced himself. We just stood talking.
Did you say this to Tom? You ain't back? Because Tom probably did more R&B, dance, disco records than
so amazing.
People never even knew what he looked like for years.
Well, I didn't know who he was. No, but I remember bumping into him. I had a few drinks, Lenny, just for a change. I was excited to be in New York, you know. I mean, listen, I've enjoyed my times in America, you know. I used to go hunting for a lot of acts as well, and you know, I don't know if you remember. Well, obviously Leon Ware, you remember, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
And just telling stories, really. When I was doing the actor, I was in Miami on a holiday with my girlfriend at the time, and I flew across to Los Angeles to go. I had 2 meetings set up. One was with Lamont Dozier.
Okay.
And he wouldn't let me in. I'll tell you another story there.
Go ahead. Sure.
I'll tell you a funny story in a minute, actually. So I thought, right, I'm going to go around and see Leon Ware. So I went around to Leon Ware's house, and he hadn't been out on the road for years. And I managed to persuade him to get out with his band, and he never stopped doing it after that. And I'll tell you what, that's in Leon's house. See that picture?
Oh, wow.
That's a Soul to Soul t-shirt as well.
Everyone, we know the time when that was. Okay.
Yeah, so Leon actually, his wife made us a cup of tea. I managed to persuade him to get coming out on the road again. You know, and he kept going right until he passed, sadly, you know, but we kept in touch a little bit. And brilliant, you know. But then a funny story happened, you know. I was in Croatia we were sat in a nightclub, Barbarella's, in a small nightclub, and there was Jazzy B, and there was me, there was a couple of the other guys around. And I was with Leroy Hudson, right? So Leroy Hudson, we took to Croatia. But it got rained off, so we had to reschedule the show a little bit later on. So we're all sat inside, and there's a guy sat with Leroy Hudson. I'm saying, I know your face.
What do I know you for?
Oh, I know you. I know your face. I've seen your face. And I says, he says, you might know me brother. I says, who's your brother? He says, Lamont. I says, you're Reggie Dozier, aren't you? Holland Dozier, Holland. So he's sat with Leroy Hudson, and I says, tell your brother. He said, I'm not going to repeat it. And he said, what? I said, yeah, he wouldn't let me in. I flew across here, such and such. And he says, oh, I said, he said, oh yeah, he was really big-headed at the time because he was working with Phil Collins and he wasn't seeing people. And I said, oh, I went round to, what do you call him's house, you know? So I went round to Leon's house. He says, oh yeah. And I says, well, I spent some time in the studio with some people called The Waters. And he says, that's my cousins, man, The Waters. They were legendary as well. So I spent a few days with The Waters. And as they sat in Croatia in this little tiny club, talking to Reggie Dozier about this story, and Jazzy B and everybody just sit there, it was brilliant. Just what a story, you know?
Yeah, I mean, because I know you had, I'm saying to myself, you had to do, you know, camping out, pushing to get this to happen.
Yeah, I was looking for new acts in the early days, yeah, of course. You know, because everybody wasn't represented by agents, as you know, and you had to go and talk to people direct. But that was many moons ago. But I thought I'd share that little story coming from America. I'm sure you'd appreciate it, you know. Of
course, yeah. Any strange moments that you found certain artists through certain ways? Was anything like the most strangest thing that happened? You know, we all have those moments of things that, oh my God, I don't know how the hell that I found myself in this situation. Was there anything like that happened with particular artists that you ran into, and the next thing you knew, booking them more?
I remember one of the Southports. I was sat in the office, and I heard this booming sound system going off. It was out for a sound check, you know. I heard this voice, and I thought, "What's that?" And so, this guy's incredible. So I went running out the office to see who was on the stage. Now, there was a guy called Adamski. I don't know if you remember Adamski.
Sure I do.
Now, of course, nobody knew who it was singing at the time because Adamski, but who was it? It was Seal, you know? And what a voice! And he was singing Killer at the time, and it wasn't even I thought, man, what is this? Look how big a star he went to be,
Oh God, he went on to be a pop star, like bigger than Adam Ski is like not even known in his, and nobody cares.
Yeah, but it was him who brought out the Killer track with Seal, It was interesting, And a dodgy holiday camp in the northwest of England, It's good.
That's what I'm talking about. See, that's the kind of stuff nobody would know unless they were right next to you.
Oh, well.
Hell,
there's a lot of stories, but I'm not going to tell you because it wouldn't be really suitable, I reckon.
Well, you can tell us. It's just clean. The clean story. You can tell us the clean ones. You don't have to tell us the dirty.
Not only clean ones, Lenny. Come on, you should know that by now. I'm from Newcastle in the north of England. We don't do clean.
I know. Especially the more beer is poured, the worse it gets. Of course. But here's the thing. I'm going to bring up Junior Vasquez, for example.
Oh, yeah, Junior Vasquez. I never actually worked with Junior Vasquez, I don't think.
Here's the thing. When James Barton and Ministry wanted to bring him over finally for those gigs, his rider was 8 pages long, and it was crazy.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah, you're right.
That story? It was like 8 pages to a point that he wanted certain bubble gums in the booth and crazy. Have you ever had that happen from an artist and you just said, "Oh, please, F off, I'm not doing it"?
Yeah. I've had a request for a large double bed with 2 Japanese prostitutes in it.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't find them, I'm afraid.
Really? Somebody will put that in a rider?
Yep. I'm not going to say who.
You don't have to say who it is, but somebody actually put that in a rider.
Yep. And then, of course, there's a copious amounts of weed that people won't provide. Well, you can't actually do that.
We want X amount of weed at the gig. Or how about Charlie? Has that been asked on the gig rider as well? Or that keep that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's been on the rider. There's been some freaky ones, I tell you, man.
Okay.
All I do is get me pen out. Cross.
Here's the deal. We know you're the promoter, consummate professional that you are. What's the craziest thing besides the Japanese in the bed that you saw?
I can't think of much more. I think at the moment that was
gotta be the worst, right? The crazy.
Yeah. That's true. That
female or male asking for that?
Male.
America or English?
American, of course.
Of course.
That's it.
I don't want to ask you DJ or singer because it's going to get really, then somebody's going to realize. I don't want you to do that.
Cool. Very good DJ, though.
Okay. Who let you down? As an artist, as a vocal singer, as an artist singer, like who you were like, you had high hopes that were going to be incredible and you heard them and you went, oh no.
No, you know what, Lenny, I can't really think of anybody who's let me down that way, because I think everybody has a bad day, but it's never been so bad that it's, I think we've been very lucky. I think all the performers have done really, really well. I think more likely, if anything, let them down was probably a sound issue from our side. And I'd rather take that on the chin myself, because sometimes people don't realise you get stuff like that, or the acoustics might not have been right in the venue and we needed to tweet it on the next show. But nothing that the artists themselves have ever done, brilliant. You
didn't bring me the 2 women with the bed. I can't perform now. What do you do? Has that been a case where you couldn't fulfill somebody and they said to you, I'm not going on now?
Oh, I've had a couple of awkward DJs, but we're not going to that one. Not taking a hissy fit because I haven't provided this, I haven't provided that, but I don't know, You get people, don't you? 99.9% of the people we work with, Lenny, we're all nice people, It's a beautiful scene of music that we're in. It's full of beautiful people. That's the name of our next festival in September, by the way, Beautiful People Festival. Because that's what people are. And I think people are beautiful inside and out. And I think that's why we all love this music and this scene so much, We're a worldwide family now, aren't we? Well,
Well, the internet has made that happen.
Yeah, house music has brought everybody together. You know, soul music was massive first of all, but it never had the impact that the house scene did. And what it's had still today, you know. And hip hop as well. You know, brilliant.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I'm a big hip hop fan as well, you know. I mean, we put Tribe Called Quest on back in the day, you know. I just love them, you know. I love that, and, you know, that sort of sound, you know.
Who do you wish you would have gotten that you can't get now?
Oh, that's easy. That's easy. Who always said,
all right, tell us what, James Brown?
No, I haven't got James Brown. They are. I'm lucky enough to have seen him, but who's that?
Oh, yeah, Marvin Gaye.
You know, I'm lucky enough to have seen this man in 1981. Yeah. Would I have loved to have Marvin on? Of course I would, you know. Who else? I mean, you know, look at some of the old programs, some of the classic things. There's a good one I saw.
Oh, yeah. I saw the documentary you did on him. Incredible.
Yeah. But I think realistically, I think probably. Oh, and the other guy, of course. Who else? Two artists, really. I mean, both male singers, you know. We've had an awful lot of classic, legendary female singers, like Phyllis Simon and that, Jean Carn. But the two standout ones is really Marvin and Bobby Womack. Loved to seen Bobby many a time. Never actually got a chance to put him on the gig. Nearly had him once. But, you know, they're the two people I would love to put on. But Marvin was just something else for me, you know.
Back in the day when you said you were scouting artists, like you would have went after Teddy Pendergrass in Philly if you could go there. You would have went. What drove you to go run to America? Did you call them first, or you just ran up and you know?
It wasn't so many I had to go chasing for. Just I love going to America. I'll probably go and do a bit of fishing down the Florida Keys because I like me fishing, you know, and then get around and try and meet people when I can. I mean, the Miami Music Conference was brilliant for that, wasn't it, Lenny? That you know what? I miss that event so much, you know. I was thinking about that. Bobby and Steve and everybody the other day, you know, all the parties we used to have down there at the Fontainebleau. And it was only at the Fontainebleau originally, if you remember, you know.
Yeah, I remember.
But, yeah, Roy Ayers used to be there, you know, and we've seen some good concerts, you know, the Sunday afternoon one that Louis and Kenny did, you know, with Roy. And did he have George Benson or not?
No, that was at the New Eureka Soul thing that he did in New York when he had the
Yeah. I wondered if George performed in Miami. I couldn't remember, you know.
No,
but it's just that Miami days. I mean, you must have loved that as well. I mean,
oh yeah, we did so much networking. That was pre-internet. Everything that you're talking about was all pre-internet.
When I first started, there was no internet in 1987.
There was nothing like this.
We used to do contracts by fax. You know,
tissue paper coming through.
I know. That was. You know what? Sometimes I think it's better without the internet. Honestly, you know, it's.
I got more done back then than we do with the internet today.
Well, you do because the amount of emails come in. It's just like I sound like a couple of old farts here, by the way. But you know, it's you send one email, you get 20 back. You know, and people always expect a reply at 4 o'clock in the morning. You didn't reply to my email. Well, I was in bed, darling. You know, I'm sorry.
What do you think? I work 24/7?
Exactly. I work robot. You know what I mean?
You work banker's hours between 9:30 and 2.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's amazing though. People get all irate if they don't get an email back in 10 minutes. And it's just, hold on a minute. I might be driving or something, you know? That's funny.
It's the same with us. Trust me. We get this too. You didn't answer right away. Oh, wait. They send you an email. Then they send you a private SMS message. Al, did you get my email? Yeah. Email.
Then you get a WhatsApp message. Then you get something else. And then you get a Facebook message. I was like, oh, please don't write me on Facebook ever. I never get back to those messages, you know? Anyway.
I know. But you know what? You got a lot ahead of you, you know, and a lot to look forward to. And we just, you know, we're thrilled that, you know, everybody's talking about coming back because the biggest fear was, the question was when. We knew we were coming back. It was just a matter of when.
I know there's an awful lot of events being postponed till 2022, but as a promoter, I think we, providing it's safe and providing everything's all right, I mean, that's important. Most of all, that is the most important thing. I think it's so important that we get events on this year, because to lose another year, it's losing the prime time of our lives, really. And also for the confidence in the music and trends and bringing new people through. I just think, we've got to get stuff going this year. And I'm 100% confident we will, and I hope you feel the same way over in the States as well, It seems to be going that way in the States.
Well, I mean, Florida was the first testament to open up, and they're a Republican state. And the numbers didn't go crazy. And a lot of us said, well, possibly because everything's outdoors.
Yeah, well, Suncebeat's all outdoors, so that's the beauty of that
That's
one.
the beautiful thing. If not, I think if it stayed open, and the question is when we go internal. Now, here's the thing. 2 weeks ago, they did the experiment, which the whole world is watching, in Manchester, correct?
Liverpool.
Correct. Thank you.
You remember Youssef? Youssef's a good guy.
Youssef's a great guy. They went with him, Electric Circus, with all 2-day event.
Yeah, we're still waiting on the results from that.
That's what I wanted to ask. Like, has anybody said anything yet?
Crazy that. I mean, we were talking about that today, but the scientists were saying they're reviewing data at the end of the month. But I do not think there's anything come from that. And that was an indoor event where everybody got tested. What they did the Friday night. They had like Blessed Madonna on, J to G, great DJ. It was good to see. I think the Saturday night was more like Fatboy Slim and that kind of music. 3,000 each night. And on the Sunday, Melvin Ben from Festival Republic did a live concert type venue, like a mini festival for 5,000. And we're waiting for that weekend. But, I think, these were certainly the Friday and the Saturday gigs were indoor venues. So that's important. Saturday was more of a festival situation. So, let's wait and see. But I don't think there's been any alarm bells going from it,
Now, they going off those results to see if they're going to give everybody the green lights to go forward for the summer? Is that what they're waiting on?
Well, apparently, we're all going to open up on the 21st of June, and that's what we're hoping on, And no restrictions. But let's see, we're still waiting on proper guidance, from the government. But I'm confident. I think come July we'll certainly be back up and running. I would imagine there's some sort of COVID certification you've got to show at a big festival. I'm not talking about little events. We just got to do to get this thing going and just see where we are, But I saw on Saturday in Texas, wasn't there 73,000 people at a boxing match or something? Did you see that? 73,000.
Yes, I don't get it. And New Zealand has COVID-free New Zealand, and they had 100,000 people in the event, but they're COVID-free from what I understand out there.
Yeah, but I've been to New Zealand. You probably have. I've driven around New Zealand for 3 hours and I didn't see another person. It's bigger than the UK and it's got less than 5 million people.
Yeah, it's like nothing. Everybody's spread out. It's like,
Well, I literally, when I drove around New Zealand, I didn't see anybody for 3 hours. Well, it wasn't a car. I thought I'd driven off track or something.
Is there anybody that live here? I remember until you get to Auckland.
Yeah, it's crowded. Yeah, that's right. It's about 1.5 million there. Yeah. Oh, well, good on them,
Well, Alex, Manor Borne.
Oh, yeah, Manor Borne. I forgot about that.
I forgot about Manor Borne. Tell us about Manor Borne. How did that happen? What was the deal behind that?
Well, a good partner of mine called John Adamson. He's probably not listening, but he's a really good friend. He owns these beautiful hotels, and he's doing a festival called Hardwick Live, actually, in August.
Yes,
and he's got Rag and Bone Man and Nile Rodgers on, so that's going to be a good event for him. But To the Manor Borne was in a country place. To the Manor Borne was a series on the TV. It was a real old British fashioned posh family, to Manor Borne and all that, not like us Geordies. And it was a great function room there. And I said, John, let's do it Sunday night, And 20 years later, we were still doing it. And we had everybody guest in there, it was amazing.
I never played Manor Borne, but I
really, I thought you had. Oh, sorry, I thought you had. Okay.
Remember, where was it exactly?
Sedgefield, County Durham, where Tony Blair used to live.
yeah. Tony Blair used to live.
Yeah.
I don't think so. No, I don't think I played Manor Borne.
We had some fantastic lineups there. Danny Tenaglia and Roger Sanchez on the same stage, and it's just crazy, And Paul Trouble Anderson was a regular. Phil Astor was a regular. Sad. And again, we had like a little back. It was only 2 rooms there, but we always had a little soul room with Jonathan. Jonathan.
Yes.
Jonathan in the back room, and little guests for the soul and the hip and the R&B side of stuff. But the Manor Borne was a 20-year event as well, so it was brilliant.
See what I'm saying about you being the consummate professional promoter of all time? See what I'm saying? You got some of the greatest moments people remember. I mean, I'm watching people write and they're saying, I lost brain cells at those parties. That's how crazy it was.
Oh, I certainly lost mine. Do you know what? Just going back to the day, Lenny, it's like at that time we were running 2 weekenders a year, which is a lot of work. I struggle to do one now because of the size of it. It's hard work. We had the Manor Borne every Sunday night. I was working for the council as an emergency planning officer, planning for death and disaster. And literally, because what I did was I wrote plans for a nuclear power station, and I sent people on search and rescue at Lockerbie, believe it or not.
I didn't know.
Yeah, that's what I used to do for a full-time job. And I had a bloody record shop going at the same time as well. It's like,
wait. Go back. Rewind the tape. You did search and rescue?
No, I did. I was what you call an emergency planning officer.
Okay.
In the early days, I was planning the Cold War in case the nuclear bombs hit. It was so bloody depressing. I needed music to get me out of it. It was a horrible job. Any job working for the council is horrible. But I had to do that for a lot of years. I was doing that and then trying to run the bloody clubs and trying to run a record shop at the same time, because I had a record shop in Newcastle called Trax Records, believe it or not. Wonder where we got that name from, Trax, T-R-A-X. But then Scott Bradford took it over in the end. Scott, he was a good lad, he's a good DJ. And I can't believe what I managed to do it. I couldn't cope with that now. Jesus Christ, it's too much.
So let's say you're about I'm going to say in your 30s around that time?
Probably, I don't know. Yeah, late 30s probably, yeah.
Okay, so how long were you...
I'm very Peter Pan, though. I'm still 21 in my head,
Oh, I know. We're all in that. We're like Peter Pan. We're all living that same dream. But at that time, how long were you involved in that? Like, how many years did you put into that job?
I did 20 odd years in the council, yeah. Yeah, I worked for the council, but it's just one of them jobs, when you leave school and you don't know what you want to do, and you fall into something that you never enjoyed. So thankfully, music kept me going, and that was my steady rock to get me through all the massive amount of money I lost putting gigs on that I couldn't afford. We've all been there, you know what I mean.
So in the case being that now that you say, see, this is where we're getting the nitty-gritty, what makes you keep going and do this if you're losing money?
Well, in the early days, just the love of it, don't you? I thought that, back in them days, everybody lost money doing stuff, didn't they? They made money. It's just like, it wasn't about that. It was about the music. And, but then comes a living, and, you come to the stage where you're so busy like I was, you have to jump and make it go for it, you know what I mean? And that's what happens, But it's saying, first and foremost, listen, if you want to be a promoter to go and make massive amount of money, you wouldn't really be promoting our kind of music, would you? You'd be, let's be honest about it. I mean, the dance music of today, ours is beautiful music, good music, but it's not the big money earning music, is it? Really, You know what I mean?
Sure, of course.
And it's true because we have a love. We've still got a soulful feeling in our heads, Well,
let me clarify this to you then. If it wasn't for all of you, all the promoters and all the clubs, okay, in England, the UK, there would never have been a lot of us that became stars from it. because America didn't support this music like that. The more soulful it was, the more it was loved by the UK. And of course, then it fell into Europe. But the UK had a love for soul. And then, of course, the vocal house music that began spawned so many careers for people that are still working today from that.
Yeah, the singers, a lot of singers got out there. When, Dawn Tolman, I saw, she's on Broadway now, isn't she?
Yeah.
Fantastic,
That's my point.
I'm happy you're a nicer person, She's, fantastic,
I mean, there's no way I could have ever sustained having a career of this amount of years without having the UK and Europe, from the record business side of it, and then the collectiveness of the people that collected the music and followed us all these years.
Well, it's great. I mean, Tony Humphries always pulls me. Everybody's had a drink in Croatia, thanking us for what we did for music. It's humbling, because
well, I told you the same.
At the same time as British, we always, Paul Trouble Anderson. He was one of the first people in the UK to brought what he called garage music, but it wasn't UK garage music. And Norman Jay, and they promoted, High on Hope and stuff like this, but that was all based out of New York house sound, the soulful house sound, and because it was called garage originally, a lot of it, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it wasn't UK garage, but garage, yeah,
correct. But
Bobby and Steve from Zoo, they did an awful lot, and it was great. And then we all got together in Miami around the pool and drank cocktails and had a great time, brilliant,
Yeah, and that's something that's missing, that collectiveness. And of course, you being a record shop owner, I used to call it the boys club, the record shop, because you would see many people come into your shop. You would do deals with people.
Oh, yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah.
Crazy, right? And then when that all went away, a lot of what we were known for went away, like that camaraderie of hanging.
Yeah, camaraderie,
yeah, camaraderie of meeting up and having a couple of, let's go eat dinner now after the shop. You don't have that anymore. The internet made it very impersonal, but personal, differently. Like even though this computer generation, and I say this all the time, thank God we have, especially what we've been through with COVID, we've been able to all talk through the phones.
It's been a lifesaver music for people, It's like, absolutely, I mean, it's vital. Everybody's managed to keep connected, And I think it's important we get that live connection going now. That's what we need, Lenny.
Well, that's the next question.
We all miss a hug, don't we? We all miss a big hug, don't we? That
too. But do you know, people asking me this question, I'm going to ask you the same question. Do you believe in this virtual reality thing of having a DJ simulcast with a big screen?
No. Not for me, but I'm old. You're probably asking the wrong person.
No, it's not that you're old. No.
I like a big pumping sound system with good lights or no lights, or just wait and feel the music and get in the atmosphere, I'm old school. You know what I mean? Like I said, I love the Sound Factory bar because you just immerse yourself in it, Brilliant,
and that's the thing, how do you do a Southport Weekender event virtually?
We've done it, and it was important. And we did a Suncebeat day, and we did it from My Soul Studios, which is great. Gordon and the boys, We had a fun day, and we all got together. We shouldn't have, but we still did. A few of us, but it's not too many. But it was at least it kept it connected for a little bit, But we need the real deal now, Lenny. I think we're all tired. We want the real deal. Well, we want to be out there on the dance floor, however bad the dancers will be after this year off.
What's your prediction? Here's mine. Are we going to go into the roaring 20s like 1920s and go with the prohibition and gets nuts and disco, or like the whole thing is? What's your feeling?
Oh, I hope so. That's definitely my style.
That's what I hope for, baby.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. You thinking the same? Because everyone's been telling me, oh my God, when we come back, it's going to get crazy. You really think it's going to?
I hope so. I hope it gets crazy in a nice way, And we've missed each other, and we've missed this beautiful thing we have, and I hope the appreciation's there for everybody all the hard work that goes from all the promoters, all the DJs, and everybody, because everybody suffered so much in this time, and of course, everybody listening to this, we've all missed this. We've all missed that lovely, beautiful connection, and that's what we need, And I think, hopefully, Roaring 20s, brilliant. As long as we don't get a Great Depression, that's what I don't want. That's not going to happen. It's going to be good.
Well, they keep printing money like it's going out of style over here. We got the machines running like crazy overnight.
Yeah, my ex-partner were asking this the other day. Says, where's all this money coming from? It's like, who's paying for all this stuff?
Turn the machines on, just print it. Not even, you don't have to print.
In Australia, they're giving people jog seeker allowance. They're probably doing something in America. We've got our furlough scheme. It's like, where is the money coming from? It's
they just send you an enter, return on your computer, and you go and look at your balance, and it's like, oh, look what just came in.
Yeah, 0 minutes.
Totally. Later, 0, 1 minute, 1 million. Like it's like.
I wish it was a million, but I don't think many of us got the millions at the moment.
I'll give you a million reasons why I need to go to see Southport Weekend to come back, because all of you defected, everybody, Glitterbox.
Yeah, everybody, yeah.
He's got a piece to this big scheme like Hardwick Festival. And without all this happening, that sets the tone for the rest of the year. These things set the tone for others to want to champion up against. In a sense, not against, but they look to you as a goal line. They go, I want to be like.
Well, listen, I mean, we've just been looking at Croatia today and what's going on over there, So this weekend, Croatia is starting to do events, as trial events. Yeah, they're doing trial events.
They are.
Yeah, but they've got a series. Their aim is to have everything back to normal by the 1st of July, I think there's trial events going on in America. There's trial events going on in the UK, in the Netherlands, Belgium. So, I think, well, let's hope by July, touch wood.
Knock wood. In 17, I think, is it May 17th? Yes, May 17th, all restrictions end here in New York. All come off. Yeah.
Well, we're allowed to go in a pub and hug somebody on May the 17th, but we're not got that far yet. So New York's finally totally opened up. That's brilliant.
I think by June, we're going long extended hours.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Wait, what? No mask? Wait, we're going long hours?
And what about the clubs? Like Cielo? Is Cielo going to be open? Or?
Cielo's not. Cielo has closed years prior. That was.
Sorry, I didn't know.
But I'm playing my first gig June 5th at Now and Then.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, my first gig. I haven't played since March of 2020. And I played in my house at Pillows and Sheets nightclub. Yeah. That's as far as it goes. And of course, doing this, for everybody. But when we heard that Cuomo, our governor, is going to follow, the rest were like, they're going to open everything up? Oh my God, that's crazy. What? No masks? No this? No that? It's like.
You know what? That is so good to hear. And congratulations, Lenny. It's what we all want to hear. Let's get things going again, Yeah. And you know what? There's a lot of people still think, it's not. They've still got that mindset. It's still going on. But listen, we're gonna get there. We are gonna
slowly. We're gonna get there, and hopefully, all of us have hopes and dreams. I know one of your English are fighting for their life right now. Bobby and Steve, I think it's.
Oh yeah, it's tragic. Yeah.
Steve's going. Steve still has not came out of the from the COVID reaction, from what I understand.
It's a horrible thing. Long COVID, I believe, but God bless. Hopefully, he gets a recovery soon. We've got to have hope.
Yeah, and everybody send your prayers to them. Those guys need it, because then their family's hurting. Everyone's been affected somehow. If it's not a financial, they lost people. If they didn't lose their jobs, and that's another thing. Some of us are worried about what happens when we officially come back, because here's the experiment that happened. I read pre-COVID that the corporations around the world were going to think about a way to phase out you going to the office.
Oh, God.
Think about this. It was supposed to be a 3-year plan.
Oh, yeah. We've heard all these ones, yes.
Right, a 39-month plan. You heard it, right? Well, COVID made that 39-month plan go right to snap. shut it down. Now, corporations are looking at their balance sheets and going, this is not a bad idea. This worked out pretty good for us. We had everybody working at home, satellites. We didn't have to pay for office space. We didn't have to pay benefits anymore. People are not coming in. How much did we save?
Exactly.
$200 million? This is what they do. I realize people are going to definitely go back to work, which they're starting to. There is a call for those jobs, but there's also a reality check. There's going to be some changes that are going to happen.
There is, but then the trouble is if people don't go back to work, there's all the little coffee shops, all the little sandwich shops, all the transport getting you there. Everybody suffers. So, nobody wins in any of this, does it, Lenny? It's a difficult one. But, the main thing is we'll come out, and I'm just liking the sound of those roaring 20s. That's what I want to hear.
That's what I've been saying. It's got me and a few others are saying, a lot of us are saying, maybe it'll be like the roaring 20s again. Because if history...
We've been saying the same, History
repeats itself. The last thing that happened was in 1919, 1920. If you look,
right.
Spanish influenza, which never even happened in Spain. It happened in America, whatever. But anyway, after we got it under control, the roaring 20s broke out.
That's right.
Crazy. So I'm hoping we're going into 21, 22. Let's go. Same thing. Hopefully we get a good 10 more years, party out, because that was another fear a lot of us had. Where was this music going?
Well, that's right. I mean, if it keeps going on, is what I was trying to say before. I mean, guys like yourself not work for 2 years, then they suddenly come back with less gigs, more DJs, everybody trying to fight for a position and do stuff. It's not going to be very easy. So I'm very confident that we're going to come out booming. And there's going to be a lot of different gigs going on. And, I think it'll come. It'll come. We're just going to keep hope, I'm convinced it will.
I think you will. And I can't thank you enough. You got to understand everybody. It was a big, big push to get him to come on. Alex,
I'm very shy, really, Lenny. I would
never have known that.
I'm embarrassed.
You're doing great. You did a great thing. And is there anything that is there any ideas that you have before I let you go? Is there any ideas that you have crazily thinking about that is going to be maybe possible later on? After the, this.
You know what, Lenny? My next gig is in 10 weeks' time in beautiful Croatia. People coming from all over the world, A lot of friends from Israel come. I'm sure they'll be glad to get there. What's going on?
Oh,
loads of guys coming from America, Salah and everybody. Do you know what? We've got all these wonderful boat parties we do there. I just can't wait to be on that ocean, on the boat parties, the music, and the Function One sound system, the stage, the club, the beach stage, everybody hugging, and that's what we want next. Then the next one for us is like September in London for a 10,000 capacity festival. That's looking good, called Beautiful People, and it's about people. Yeah. And then the next one's a big one next March. At the moment, I don't really think any more than let's get these parties on. And I think everybody will make their own enjoyment and their own craziness and give them, this will be their roaring 20s, and it'll be my roaring 20s. And that's what we want. We just want to get going again, Lenny. And I'd like to thank everybody for listening and thank you for this opportunity to tell my story. There's probably a lot of things I could have said, but it's hard to remember, isn't it,
but you did. You touched a lot of stuff. I hope to be invited for that anniversary. I hope you find in your heart to find a place for Lenny Fontana and True House Stories to come and rock the house.
Listen, guy, you're doing a great job, Lenny, and like I say, really appreciate the effort you put in here. And I might go and have a drink now. I need one. Nice glass of rum, I think.
Yeah, Alex, you're the best, brother. Thank you again. So I want to tell everybody, thank you from all of us at True House Stories to Alex Lowe's. And we want to say this bottle of champagne, we hope that you have much success and nothing stops you from opening up those parties and bring us home the gold. You hear me?
Right. We'll keep going. Listen, we all need each other. You guys need us, we need you. And it's a team effort.
We need you. I need you.
We all need each other, you know?
We need you to do what you do. You need us to provide what we provide. And together, no, like McFadden and Whitehead said, there ain't no stopping us now.
No, ain't no stopping us now.
Bass line in my head going, doo, 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 you know, and it's really true. There ain't going to be nothing stopping us now. And
well, I'll tell you what, if you see any of the guys, when you get opened up slightly earlier than us next Monday, give them all a hug from me personally.
Believe me, they're going to call me and say, you had Alex on? Wow. Disciple said it to me because he was on.
I'll tell you what, I haven't spoken to him for years. I mean, you mentioned that. I love that guy. Say hi to him, definitely.
Same thing to me yesterday. He called me and says, you got Alex Lowe's on. Oh, my God. I played so many times for Alex.
He's the great Manor all the time. Disciple's brilliant. A nice fella, you know. Yeah. Anyway, all nice people, you know. All beautiful people.
That's the key. You know, in house music, that's who we are. We all try to bring the sunshine, you know.
Right. Well, everybody loves the sunshine. We all know that.
Boyers has said it himself. Everybody loves the sunshine. And we, again, make sure you get your tickets. If there is any tickets left, people, order them. Get them off Alex because he needs you to be there to make last year happen now. And, of course, Suncebeat and beautiful people.
Thank you very much, Lenny. Really appreciate that.
Thank you. Have a great night, my friend.